Now we're gonna go do maybe, let's do a minute here, okay? Now what I want you guys to focus on is, maybe it might be a little easier for you guys, but like pretend like you're walking in heels, all right? So basically like staying on the balls of your feet and literally not having your heel touch the mat at all. We're gonna do like a minute and a half, and I want you guys to really focus on just the weight distribution. Again, I know we're not really focused, we don't have the mat space, but you know, do what you can. Turn, quarter turns, all that. And again, it's kind of like shadow boxing, but really focusing on not letting your heels at all touch the mat. Yeah, let's get to it. You really just focus on just staying off of your heels. Quarter turns, up, back, turn. Remember, try like really focus. It's gonna feel weird because you're naturally gonna want to put your heel down. But right now, don't think of it like getting into your form. Think of it as like you're just focusing on being on stilts. Back and forth. If you want, keep your hands up. For those who know Taekwondo, you can kind of go into this type of stance. But again, focusing on not being on your heel. Okay? Oops, thank you, sir. Again, moving off your heels, back and forth. Got about 25 seconds here. In, back and forth. Your calves is like the one thing that should be on fire. You know? Here. Just focus on moving. Don't worry about punching. Don't worry about doing anything else. Relax. Again, focus on really just staying off of your heels. We're going to do one more round, okay? We got 10 seconds here. If you have water, get that fast. Probably the only time you'll ever see me drink water on camera. Ready? Go. Again, if you kind of don't feel like quarter turning, focus on just hopping. Like whatever default video game character. Focus on bouncing. And off your heels, back and forth. Back and forth. Play with your footwork if you like, but again, don't let your heels touch the mat. Okay? Nice and easy, bounce. If you're really comfortable with this, you can switch sides, orthodox. Southpaw, forward, back and forth. Somebody said something. Here, back and forth. You got 35 seconds here. Okay? Here, 30 seconds. Staying off of your heels, playing around. It's really to kind of just get your legs are on fire. 10 seconds. Moving around, again, staying off your heels, playing with your footwork if you can. All right, so again, I like to kind of already start off a little warm, or start off warm or light, and then kind of picking it up. Now, just to kind of get the hips open, we'll start off with, let's do one leg at a time. We're gonna do them 1 minute apiece, okay? And it's just basically kicking your legs straight up. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do 2 rounds, but we're just gonna alternate the feet. We're gonna do it for this whole minute and a half, okay? So again, just gonna start off with 1, 2. You can do it with me if you guys like. That's kind of what I'm doing now. Again, think of it as you're trying to really just get a good stretch. It's kind of going back to what I was talking about on Friday, where I like, I do these movements to kind of maintain the body, just making sure it's fine. You can axe kick, but don't kick your cat. All right. Got about 35 seconds. Again, you don't have to go fast. You can go slow. Make sure you're breathing in through your nose, up through your mouth. Don't forget to breathe. You'd be surprised how many people forget to breathe. Nice. You got 10 seconds. We're gonna forget the second part. All right, only because I want to go over again more of like the movements. So now we're gonna focus on. Remember at the beginning of the session where we were kind of focused on just bouncing. Now we're gonna keep that same bounce. However, we're gonna focus on just kind of moving the feet. Now there's a pattern if you guys would like to try it. Totally up to you. Again, this is all like Dominic Cruz inspired. So again, I like to start off southpaw. And I like to kind of get into the bounce. Well, this is orthodox, but still. All right. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go a quick switch. Switch, switch. Switch, switch. Switch, switch. All right. It's just a good way to kind of keep the body warm. It's also going to make you focus on footwork. And if you're out of shape like that, you'll get out of shape very fast. All right. So again, one more time before we get into it, start off nice and light. And then again, just focus on the switch. Coming back. Now, for right now, if you can keep your hands up at the entire time to do this. But I want you guys just to focus on footwork. All right? Switch. All right? This has been like one of my favorite things that I've been studying. So that's why we're doing it. All right? So if you're don't worry too much about quarter turning. Just focus on just the footwork for right now. But if you feel comfortable where you can kind of switch at will, start adding the turns. All right, it's kind of what we were doing on Friday, but again, I'm just more focusing on just the footwork. All right, fundamentals, guys, fundamentals. And go, guys. I'm doing what I was saying, but you guys can do them however you guys want. Again, keep my hands up, just switch. And I'm trying to stay in the same spot when I do this. And for extra points, you can like switch your head off to the center line. Again, I'm not focusing on that. Again, I'm just focusing on my footwork. Nice and light on your feet. Again, kind of making yourself a little weightless here. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. You got about 35 seconds. Nice and light on your feet. Just focus on switch. Okay? Yeah. Focus on technique, guys. Everything else will come later. All right? All right. Again, a lot of this stuff is always like boring to do, but it's necessary, guys. It's necessary. All right. I kind of want to, when we go back to like normal, you can get a water break if you guys like. When we get back to normal, though, I kind of want to have like a class where it's just like focused on little fundamental movements. You know, I don't know what to call it yet, but you know, maybe it's in the works. Water breaks are not. Tracy, right, but I'm about to die, so we're gonna make that one exception today, all right? All right. So we're working on a little bit of like footwork, and now we're gonna I wanted to work on, to kind of just be honest with you guys, I wanted to work on like spinning heel kicks, but then I thought about, you know, the space that you guys may be having the issues with. So we're going to focus a little bit on more like low kicking. I've been studying a lot of Danny Bill. For those who know Furaha, he's like, he won't shut up about him, pretty much. You know, Furaha's like a huge fan, so he's the one that kind of put me on. So, again, this is more of like a step kick, if that makes any sense. So we're going to focus first, and then I'll give you guys, like I said, rounds. Really just focus on footwork, okay? Now, this is how I'm going to practice it. You guys can modify it to however you guys like. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to step off the center line with my head. So instead of kicking you guys, stepping off, and then I'm chopping down. Danny Bill does a little more forward soccer style kicks, but again, I'm focusing on technique and just more about movement more than like the power, just like the way I want to throw. Again, fundamentals go a long way. Okay? So again, I step, kick, and I come back. Again, I'm doing like a chop. Okay? Bringing it back. And then making sure I'm controlling my leg a little bit. In Muay Thai, they tell you to like kick through. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this one is more like more of a chop. Chop on the back. It's also really good. Those who've seen the home fight, those are really good at like trying to hook behind the leg a little bit. I wish I had a person here to kind of figure out what I'm talking about. But basically, what you're trying to mimic, right? See if he was to kick my leg, he's gonna kick, he's gonna like hook, bring my leg forward a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm imagining a little bit. If you have a partner, even better, work that in. But it's more of like a chop, right? Chop, hook, right? Chop, hook. I think this is a really good kick, especially in MMA, because you can like, for those who don't know, Greg Paulson, I think is his name. He uses a lot of like setting kicks up for like takedowns and just overall MMA stuff. Maybe I'll throw a link in the description. I don't know. I'm new to this stuff, guys. Don't be judging me. All right. And then we're gonna focus again, just one round, just one side. So orthodox. Round, I want you guys to do it, but opposite. All right. I'm naturally orthodox, right hand to my rear. So I'm just gonna step, kick, bring it back. Step, kick, bring it back. Step, kick, bring it back. And it's just doing that over and over and over again. Then we come back, do left side, same thing. Try to mimic that same side so that way it kind of mirrors one another. Okay? We got about a minute and a half to start off with our right leg or whatever side you want to do first, but remember we're going to switch it over. Back when I used to be a student at the church, we used to call this kicking the can. I don't know if that's what he calls it now, but think of it like you're trying to kick the can, bring the leg all the way back. Again, focus on technique. Okay? Kind of makes you look like Tony Jaa from Hong Bak. Here, bring it back. If you're really try not to spin all the way through them. All right? Again, coming back down. Control the kick all the way through, and then focus on just throwing the hip, bringing it back over. All the way through. Okay? Try to also do this while keeping your hands up. Kind of keep a point of contact. Hand comes up, replaces hands. Chin comes to the shoulder to protect. Like, try to keep everything tight. Again, all the way through, bring it back. All the way through, all the way back. Again, try to keep your balance, time, and then focus on breathing. Again, I know this is like big workouts. All right, now we go left side again. Try to do the same thing. Try to mimic that same movement. We're going to the other side. All right, we go. Again, step, go. Again, if you're partnered up, you can practice like landing the kick on the person, even like lifting behind the knee. If it's cool with your partner, but if not, focus on form, focus on just the technique all the way through, picking it back up. Step, kick through. After a while, you can start picking it up. Again, but it's all about technique. I want you guys to focus on leading with the hip, using your hands to counterbalance, and just keeping everything nice and tight. Here. I'm striker in the world, but I like to think that I'm pretty well rounded. So anybody talking shit, catch these hands. I'm messing with you guys, I'm sorry. In, all the way through, taking through, bringing it back. Got 20 seconds here. Back, hands up. Taking through, bringing it back. Through, bring it back. Taking it through, bring it back. 4 seconds. All right. Now, before we get to our prison style workouts, we're gonna go back again. I'm teaching mainly to kind of be a little well-rounded. Hopefully, jiu-jitsu guys that are watching this are encouraged to do this. Not to get into a whole discussion about it, but in my opinion, if you guys want your black belt, and that's everyone's opinion in my thought, or everyone's goal in my head, because it's my goal, you guys have to do some type of striking. All right, so maybe not a street fight, but maybe a good fight or a amateur fight. This is a good way to be a legit black belt, in my opinion. So for those who just do jiu-jitsu, this is a good time to do some striking, okay? Not to like put anybody out there. All right, now I'm gonna start off with some knees now, okay? Now, there's like three, again, I'm no expert, but there's probably like 3 different types of knees that I teach. There's probably like 6 or 7, but for right now, we're gonna just focus on involving our hips here. All right, now, this is what I mean. You got your up knee, thrust knee, and your whatever other knees, but right now, I wanna focus on just kind of like throwing the knee, but more of like as a kick, right? So like, let's say I'm throwing a kick all the way through, right? Kick all the way through, perfect. Now focusing on doing the same thing, but holding the leg down and kind of like pointing it. You're trying to hit with the top part of your knee. Now, I don't want you going all the way through because then it just looks weird when you do it that way. So focus on just stepping, hitting with the knee, coming back. So like you're throwing a rear kick almost, right? Throwing a rear kick, swing with the knee. And you're just, all right? Now we're gonna do this on both sides, but we're just gonna focus on the rear side. Again, because of space, I just want you guys to focus on like stepping off and throwing. Like, right? Step, kick, step, back, kick, same thing, but this time, lead. This motion as if you were throwing a rear kick, but instead of hitting with your knee or your leg, focusing on hitting with your knee. Okay? Let's go for this 1 minute on this leg. Again, rear side. Focus on putting it in. Again, throw it as you're throwing a rear kick almost. Good, nice and easy. Not to sound like a fanboy, but Nahom definitely does this in all of his fights. If you're like a photographer, this is like a really cool shot to get because this leg ends up somehow up here and it looks kind of weird. Not that I'm a photographer, but I've seen pictures. All right. Here. You can also use your hand as if you were throwing the rear. Again, counterbalancing. Also bringing your shoulder to protect your chin, keeping your hand up at all times. And for extra bonus, again, try to turn all the way through. Again, I'm just more of like hitting with my knee. Hitting with your knee. We got 15 seconds. Same thing, but left side. Same thing. All the way through. As if you're throwing a rear kick. All right? Rear kick. Rear knee. Don't let the leg swing all the way through though. If you have partners, again, you can use your partner, but don't be that guy that's gonna like hurt someone, okay? Don't hurt your partners. All the way through, okay? Here, all the way through. All the way through. And this is really kind of keeping yourself in shape and keeping the oils in your body nice and loose. I don't know, I got nothing, guys. I've literally lost it. I ran out of all my dad jokes. Ran out of just being funny in general. But that's all right. I can still fight. Here, focus on, again, turning the hip. Again, focus on your technique. Kind of go into like a space. You're not really thinking about anything. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're moving. You guys should feel them in your hips because you're actually rotating your hips and then knees in. Okay, 7 seconds here. All right, time. Woo! Very good. Now, you got time for one more. You guys want to do one more? Yeah? Okay, I got 3 thumbs up. Maybe 4, I don't know. Okay, so let me get myself ready, guys. I'm sorry. As you can tell, I can't multitask. All right. So again, since we're kind of doing more striking based for this MMA workout, we're going to focus a little bit on those spinning kicks that I was telling you guys about. Now, if you're working in pairs like Sergeant Chelsea, 1 at a time. All right. And then we're going to take a minute just to kind of warm up the hips. That last kind of gets your hips a little loose. So we're going to go with a couple different stretches here. You can do them. You can do whichever ones you like. These are the ones I'm doing. We're going to do like 10 each. Find yourself a wall. And you're going to, here, do 10 swings. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Then do your other side. I like to work both sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, again, those space, 1 at a time. All right. I don't want you guys to hurt yourself on my account. All right. So now, obviously, we're not like master not gonna really do a vertical split. You can like head kick, really tall people. I have really short legs and I'm not really good at kicking. So I stick to like where my level is. So you can differentiate your high level, but just do them. Focus on the technique, all right? Not more so like because it looks cool. All right? Now, again, I like to kind of throw this, my rear side, and I'm focusing on literally just stepping and turning. Stepping and turning. Another thing that kind of helps me with this is kind of keep your eyes looking at something. And then as you're about to turn, right before you do the kick, turn around. So that way you can kind of make contact. Or it'll be easier to make contact. All right? Then you kick. All right? So spinning, you'll rear kick. I'm no expert, but I'm a martial artist. I gotta learn something, right? So it's something for me to kind of motivate you guys to like learn. I don't know. Again, I'm stepping and I'm like already turning my heel towards what I'm gonna kick. Your lead leg is kind of your base, so you gotta keep that in mind. Turn and plant. As you do this, again, as I turn, I wanna turn, look exactly where I'm gonna hit. Then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like throw my heel as high as I can, but at the same time, like letting my hip kind of go straight. Okay? Real time. Again, it's not the smoothest, not the cleanest, but the idea is to drill this to kind of be better at this, okay? Now, again, if you're working in pairs, try to go one at a time. And then if you guys are standing in front of yourself some distance so that way you guys can use that eye trick. So like always look at your partner, turn all the way around before you throw the kick, and then once you make that contact, kind of release the leg a little bit, all right? So like let's say this right here is when I'm with my partner, right? I'm looking, step, and as I turn around, I want to make contact before I even lift this leg up. And then bring it all the way through, okay? Since Chelsea and Sarge are working in pairs, we're gonna do them like, we're gonna do like a minute and a half, so that way you guys can kind of get some good reps in. Again, don't focus on speed, don't focus on power, focus on technique, all right? Technique, technique, technique. I can't stress that enough. You know, guys, and again, the time you mess up, no big deal, all right? Again, focus on just the smoothness of the entire turn and kick, okay? Just focus on turning, letting the leg come through. And you get dizzy after a while, but it's okay. Just focus on what you're looking at. I'm trying to do it so that way you guys can see me do it. Again, I'm no expert, but I want to just focus on the technique aspect of it. Technique. Okay? Try to be as vertical as you can. Try to really open up. After a while, you can start going higher. I can't go high, but shit, it looks cool. All right. If you're challenging yourself, go the other way. I can't really do that way, but that's all right. So the clock wasn't going, but let's go for another. I'm gonna go for another 15, just so that way you guys can kind of see me do them and then do them on your own. All right. Seven, 8. Up the hip. 10. Makes you feel like Jean-Claude Van Damme. We have 4 more. If only, right? If only we were that cool. 2 more. 1 more. Oh, I lied. That's right. Woo. Now, what my main thing is, or what I want you guys to take away from these little workouts that we do, or that I do, so I want you guys to take like little notes, figure out what's like, what's best for you, because the things that I like to drill may not be the things that you guys like to drill, or, you know, whatever. But at least you guys can kind of pick and learn from every coach. So that way you guys can kind of figure out how you should train. You know, everyone's a little different. more of like a freestyle trainer where I kind of I train all the time, but I just train because I like to train, you know. People like to fight. This is like therapy, but at the end of the day, it's all like a discipline that we have to kind of learn, right? When you go like learn a new job, you guys don't like just go in there and not learn what they're trying to do or teach you. You know, you learn it first. It's a discipline. Same thing. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Yeah, fun fact. Squirrels can determine in less than 500 milliseconds where they were land during a fall because of the ability for them to spot exactly where they landed and the ability to control their terminal velocity. Have you ever seen that show, Rick and Morty? Don't trust squirrels.
Oh no, they're evil.
Don't trust squirrels, guys. I'll see you guys maybe on Friday. I'm not sure if I'll be doing another workout, but we'll make it more ground and maybe partner friendly. I don't know. I hope you guys.
Yes. Yes. Do that. Yes.
There you go. Well, all right. We might do that on Friday. Make sure you guys are keeping up with what's going on with the school. We might have some news. I don't know. I never know these things. But just make sure you're keeping yourself safe, clean, wash your hands, your faces, your asses, all that. Okay? And we'll get through this, and then we'll get to sweat for real when this is all over with. All right? I'm trying to give you guys like a somewhat of a workout. All right? But we're going to be sweating a lot when we get back to training. Because we got to make up for all this time that we lost, okay? Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Peace, love, and all that other good stuff.